Tom Clark's Main Event is a Boink Studios production. And now, on with the show.
This is Daddy's show. Step off.
Come on, won't you say it loud? Ayo, we gon' turn this out. Tom Clark's Main Event. Dropkick now.
Hey, what is up, kids? Welcome back to the program. Tom Clark's Main Event. Back here with you yet again on another Friday. How am I looking? You like this shirt? This is like my new favorite shirt. If you don't like Outcast, I have nothing to say to you. I seriously question what's wrong with you if you don't like the Outcast. I do like the Outcast. I enjoy the Outcast. I don't much care for the Flute. And I love Drake, but look, no Flute. All Outcasts. If you guys know the band, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I'm fighting the crud today. I know you can't tell because I look better than ever. I totally get it, and I sound better than ever, too. Although I have that deep and sultry voice today, thanks to the crud. But I can't really hit that register any other time. I have a very high-pitched voice, as you guys know. I've been told numerous times in the past, the more excited I get, the higher pitched I get, which is completely true. And once you know something about yourself, good luck not knowing it. Do you know what I mean? It's the worst. People who tell you bad things about yourself, unless they're just really trying to help you, but if they're trying to get at you, you don't need that kind of negativity in your life. Don't have it around. I got a bottle of water, so I'm going to hydrate through this whole thing. And my guest may have to do the heavy lifting because I don't want to start coughing on the show, as I just did. So maybe I'll bring it down. Not that I don't want to have the excitement up and running. See the eyes, man? You guys know I don't get high. That's not my jam. So I am all natural. I am completely straight edge. Always have been. So no need to worry your pretty little heads about it. We will power through this. No problem. It is a Friday afternoon, late Friday afternoon. We're getting ready to start the weekend. I continue to say Fridays are a tough time for this here little show. However, we hope that some other folks will tune in, pop in as we go. If you would, kids, share this link wherever you can on your socials, on your Facebook. And one of my guests is currently dancing his life away. He didn't think I was going to see him, and I almost didn't see him, but I did see him. Today, the mute button will be my friend because it's going to cover my issues. Hopefully, we shall see. And Jay's doing it again. Just so we're not wasting any more time hearing about Tom's health and whatnot, let's bring on my guests. You know both of these gentlemen. First of all, you know Jay Luft. He's going to do it on stage. Look at him. He's ready to go from the Untitled Wrestling Podcast.
I was literally trying to keep myself awake there. Not because you were boring me, because I was very, very tired because it's been a long day.
Nothing wrong with that. I didn't sleep at all last night.
I am very happy to be back.
Well, I'm very happy to have you back, and I didn't get to finish your intro because you're also of Two Nations Under Ted Lasso podcast fame. So one of these days we're going to hit that new podcast we've been talking about. Kids, bear with. He says, "Bear with him. Bear with." See, get that, huh? I sent him and Joe some podcast artwork that I thought was quite nice, and I got no sold like crazy. And you'd think that we'd be bros by now.
We told you to bear with us. Bear with us.
See, he
Nothing
keeps
to do with the podcast. Bear with us.
Bear with. He just keeps dropping bombs, keeps dropping hints on you.
Two Nations Under Ted.
Absolutely. Who you repping on your shirt?
Ghost. I am going to see them next week.
Oh, there you go. I don't know if I'm familiar.
They're a very good metal-ish band.
Oh.
They're kind of almost like, I don't know. They're a weird band. Just listen to them. They're very good. I love Ghost. If you have Ghost, you have everyone.
Are they on the Apple Music?
They are.
Well, then I will look them up because I'm down for new stuff.
Honestly, you'll probably think they're fucking weird, but excuse me, no swearing.
You see what happened? He
He
threatened me with this.
You'll probably think they're effing weird, and then go, "Oh, they're actually pretty good."
Yep.
Yeah.
Jay Luft, you just made the list. No.
I'll be on there. I did a bad one. Big Tasty will know not to do that now, though.
Big Tasty's going to save us all. I'm going to tell you right now.
He'll be crying in the fucking chat.
Oh, you just did it again.
He'll be crying in the effing chat.
Oh my God, he did it again. Boy, he wasn't kidding, Big Tasty there when he said he was going to do that, was he? Let's bring this man on. He's not been on in a hot minute. Everybody, please welcome to the stage. Also from the Untitled Wrestling Podcast, he's curse-free in 2025. Big Tasty, what's up, man?
What is
No
up?
swearing, no swearing.
I have never sworn in my entire life. I'll have you know.
See, I believe you.
I don't believe you.
So, Tom, I noticed you said that, like, what you said when you get excited, your voice goes up, like, gets a bit higher pitched.
Yes.
So you brought on two people from Liverpool, and that's our entire accent. That's everything we do.
That is our accent. That is all we do.
Also, Tom, I'll say this quietly. I think Jay might have been to the pub before he came on here today.
Is that the problem? Oh, my.
Yeah.
Well, look.
It might have been.
Again, straight edge with my plain water. You know what's funny? We went out to eat. We never go out to eat anymore. Honestly, we just cook at home because, wow, how much stuff is. But my son got a Diet Coke, and I used to crush the Diet Coke. But I haven't had a soda in years. I'm just water and coffee. Water and coffee is all I do. So he had a soda sitting there. I'm like, I just took it and took a sip. Worst thing I've ever tasted, ever. Because my taste buds are completely recycled. Do you know what I mean? No soda at all. It was like pure sugar on a diet drink. It was like, those when you go to a restaurant and the drinks are too carbonated because the mix is off?
Yeah.
And I'm like, does it taste normal? My son's like, tastes fine to me. I was like, then it's me. I can't. Oh my God.
So I know you say you're all natural. I'm currently drinking some Iron Brew, which I wish you could see what color this was.
Oh no. Like, you should pour that in a glass and show it right now.
Okay, just wait 1 second. I'm going to get a glass just so you can see the color, Tom. This
needs to see this.
Is it that impressive?
Oh yeah.
Tom needs to.
Oh yeah. See.
No. Tom needs to fudging know
Fudging.
what you are drinking. I say myself right there. It's a hatred. It's an evil thing.
Okay, so as someone who doesn't know his alcohol, school me on what the difference is here.
So this is soda. This is Iron Brew. This is it's made in Scotland.
Uh-huh.
And so, fun fact: Coca-Cola is the #1 selling soda in every country in the world except Scotland because it's this.
Wow.
If you go to McDonald's in Scotland, they sell this out the taps in McDonald's.
That's crazy.
It tastes like rusty water.
It's made from girders. Is the legend? Yeah.
That's wonderful. I never heard of it.
I swore again because
so we do a thing on the podcast whenever, because one of the guys we do the podcast with, Aaron. I don't think you've ever met him.
Effie and Ali Catch drink it.
So we make American wrestlers drink it when they come over to the UK as like a thing because they've never had it before.
I've never met Aaron.
No,
we'll have to get him on.
And you never will, for good reason.
We can't allow that to happen.
But we make, so because he's Scottish, we always make American wrestlers drink some Iron Brew because it's not a thing you can really get over in the States, and it freaks them out.
Ali Catch loved it. Effie was upset about it.
Yeah.
Interesting. Tacey, are you still doing? You're still doing your thing with the brewery and everything? Are you still doing that? Or
no, sadly not. No, I'm currently working. I'm working in coffee at the moment. Yeah. So.
Oh God, he's gone again.
I've just managed to spill Iron Brew on quite a lot of my keyboard, but I'll make it work. I'm sure everything's going to be okay.
I think Jay put the mad juju on you, and that's what happened.
We're off to a great start.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Before we get cranking on the show here today, let's say some hellos. Ari Jackson in the house.
Absolutely.
E is here. What's going on?
Hello,
JP is here.
You said hello to me.
Yeah.
Hello to everyone.
Maria's here.
Hello,
JP
Maria.
said hello to Tasty as well.
What's up? Hello.
Robbie's here.
Hello, Robbie.
Yeah, kids, if you will, as always, I always ask the same thing from you. Please like and also subscribe on the YouTube, if you will. Maria, you're over there right now. You're watching from the YouTube. Go ahead and subscribe if you have not done so. I was looking something up today and landed on one of these dudes that reviews stuff on the YouTube, and I'm like sitting there, and it's legit painful to watch. Because I had to be a character. He's one of those guys. Like,
shame.
Why can't you just review something? You don't have to be a character. My God,
Tom, name and shame. Go on.
I'm saying. Oh no, honestly, I don't remember his name.
Game.
I legit don't. That's how little I cared about him. I legit don't remember his name.
Okay.
But it's one of those guys. It's like a 5-minute video and 2.5 minutes are spent just promoting himself, and you're like, would you get to the freaking point, man? You know.
Please follow my sponsors.
Yeah. What's up, Fernando? All right, kids.
Fernando.
Sugar Shane's here. All right. Well done.
Hey, Sugar Shane.
Everybody, if you will, again, please share this on your Facebook and on your socials, and like and subscribe on the YouTube if you have not done so yet. That'll be my ask the entire time we're here. Gentlemen, are you ready to talk about some... by the way, why is it not Dynasty? I'm not trying to make fun of the way you pronounce stuff, but I saw the word and I'm like, why are certain words pronounced? By the way, we do that here all the time. I'm just curious.
I honestly have no idea. Dynasty, it feels like a UK thing, right? Is that like the UK pronunciation? Like I don't know why we're doing that.
It does.
Maybe because we all love Will Ospreay and we're going with the UK the UK pronunciations now.
Some of us love him.
I heard Jay can't get enough of Will Ospreay.
I heard Jay loves Will Ospreay so much.
That's what I heard too.
He actually told me that he prefers him to Bryan Danielson.
Well, you know what?
No, I did not. No, I did not. Never. No.
Don't make him curse. What are we doing here?
I will do a swear again. I'll do it.
Don't do a swear. Well, kids, we've got 10 matches to talk about, and we're going to dive in here. So, guys, let's start. I don't know what's going to kick off the show, but let's talk about Kyle Fletcher versus Mark Briscoe, men's Owen Hart Cup tournament quarterfinal match. What do you guys think about this? Big Tasty, let's start with you. You haven't been on in a long time. What's your thoughts about this one? Oh, are you there? We may have lost him.
We lost him.
I think we lost him.
I'll
go ahead, Jay.
I'll filibuster while Tasty's trying to sort himself out. I'm very excited about this. I don't think it'll be on the pay-per-view, but I think it'll be on a Dynamite, and it'll be very, very fun. As it was in the Owen. Not the Owen, the C2. Yeah, it was in the C2. It was very exciting. I was very excited for it. Yeah, it'll be very fun.
Well, you know, I appeared yesterday on Tailgate Party, Peaches and Powerbomb. Shout out to them. And we all sort of agreed wholeheartedly that Mark, if they ever decide to hand him maybe not the ball, but a ball, he could absolutely run it in and score, because the guy he's got such a presence. He's got such charisma. He can work anybody, can make anybody look good. He can get the crowd behind him, that he's automatic sentimental favorite for a lot of reasons, not just because of Jay. But, I mean, you know, what do you think about the fact that he's just kind of, at any given time, that they got him hot and they cooled him down? You know what I mean? What do you think?
I think Mark Briscoe is one of those guys that can just get, as you say, get slotted into a position and he'll kill it. So he's been put in that position against Kyle Fletcher as part of the Owen. Kyle Fletcher, for me, is the man to watch in AEW right now. He is so good. He is unbelievably good. And he will continue to be so. Put him against a guy like Mark Briscoe, who is pretty much, everyone knows he's great. Everyone knows it. Like Mark Briscoe is like that kind of like reliable guy that you put into a match and go, have like a really good match with this guy, and he'll have it. And I think that's what's going to happen with Kyle Fletcher.
Is there
their first match in the C2 was great as well.
Any chance that Briscoe wins this?
No, I think Kyle absolutely gets his win back here.
Yeah, I love Mark, dude. I love both guys, but Mark, I just wish they would I don't know. It just at any given time, it feels like, again, you could slot him in anywhere and he'll be a hit. And he could do great things. He does great things just by showing up and just being himself. But at the same time, man, come on, what are we doing? Like, I don't know. I don't want to beat a dead horse because I did it a bunch on yesterday's show. But in terms of Mark, I just feel like, in a company that loves heels, as you know, they love the heels in AEW, boy. They just, for whatever reason, that's their shtick. But Mark is such a great babyface, dude. And, I don't know. It seems like when you got somebody like that, do something with them.
I do think the Owen is very babyface heavy, though. So maybe him losing the first round isn't the worst thing.
That's not a bad call.
There's a lot of baby faces in that tournament.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, not a bad call. We have lost Big Tasty, kids. We're hopefully he'll be able to pop back in shortly. That we're going to blame Jay for him spilling his drink.
Ben's just said that he's just connecting to the keyboard.
Okay. Well, let's see. We'll get his take on Fletcher and Briscoe when he pops back in. Let's also talk about Mercedes Moné defending. Actually, she's not defending, is she? Or is she?
She is not. It is a tournament match, so she's just there.
She's working Julia Hart.
This is very interesting. This is a match that I've been dying to see for sure. So excited to see.
Well, Julia, everybody seems to at any given time is on the Julia bandwagon because, she's been there for a little bit and has really worked her way up and got over with the new gimmick and everything and alongside the guys, Hounds of Hell now. So, I love her. We'll see. I think Mercedes will give her quite a bit, but I don't know how much she's going to give her. We'll see. But hopefully this will play out nice, man.
Yeah. I think that obviously Mercedes is probably going to win. But this is a good opportunity for Julia to kind of shine. And I think that she will. As is any Mercedes match, Mercedes is always going to win, but her opponent's going to look good. And that's all we need.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's a matter of, Mercedes has come such a long way since she got there. People, when she left WWE, they're like, well, it's over. She can't get over without that company and all this other stuff that was said. And I'm like, man, she hadn't even done anything. What are we talking about? And she has, not that expectations were low by any means, but I think she's exceeded far beyond what anybody thought she could do without WWE behind her. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think that I always expected her to do great things. The big kind of, I don't want to say miss, but the big kind of like issue was the match against Britt at All In. And I should know, I was in the crowd for it. I literally walked away and went and got a drink because it wasn't that good.
Yeah.
That said, Mercedes is ace. Mercedes is such a good wrestler. I think one bad match should not dignify a career. And I think that is what one thing kind of happened with Mercedes, where she had that bad match and everyone was like, oh God. Hey, he's back. Hey, Tasty.
He might be back.
He may be back. Can you hear us?
There we go.
Oh, can you hear us?
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Still nothing.
Can you hear us, Tasty?
We can hear you.
We can hear
but I
you.
don't think he can hear us.
I'll send him a quick message on Facebook just to let him know.
Somebody in the chat said that he's predicting the upset here. let's see who said that. I think it was Shane said, calling for the upset, Julia for the win. You know, we talked yesterday on the show about this idea that, you know, could Athena do something to cost Mercedes this match, and then Mercedes does the same thing to Athena later.
I think based on the way the bracket is, it's going to be Athena versus Mercedes in the semis.
Mm.
There's no world they don't do that. I don't think.
Yeah. Can you hear us now?
Scott Steiner, can you hear us?
He's working on it. He's working on it.
You know, they say all men are creative. Well, you look at me, you look at Samoa Joe. That is simply not the case.
Robbie's got a good one. Look at this. Any of the three of you know if McMahon buying TNA is 100% true or not? I've not heard this. What's going on?
Fightful absolutely poo-pooed this idea and said that the way that Hello.
Hey.
Can you hear us?
He's still working. Sorry.
Working. So the way it was kind of like worked was that TNA would not kind of dignify that kind of thing because of the way their TV deal works. Whereas if they were absolutely struggling, and obviously WWN, look, we'll buy you, we'll add you onto our TV deal. They'll be like, yeah, of course. Whereas if it's just WWE just going, oh yeah, we'll buy you. You keep your crappy TV deal. Not so much. Not really a big selling point, is it?
I think I'm back. Am I back?
Maybe.
You're back.
Please don't spill. Right, Tom, you saw the colour of that iron brew. Do not spill that thing on your keyboard. It is not good.
It's okay. We're blaming Jay for putting a hex on you.
You maybe put it in a glass. I had to run to my closet and pull out my backup keyboard. I think my other one is fried. It muted or it changed because I've got like the audio buttons on it. It muted all my settings and everything went wrong.
Wow.
Tom did have a question for you, which I tried to kind of like answer, but you might have an answer.
Hit me, Tom. Go for it.
What was it? Yeah. So
it was regarding something. I don't know what. Actually, no.
Well, we're into the second match, but we're going to circle back for you because I know you had to drop off. Kyle Fletcher and Mark Briscoe is where we started, and yep, that's where everything went wrong. So we'll try to throw it to you again here, and fingers crossed. So, thoughts on Kyle Fletcher versus Mark Briscoe?
I mean, I think it's going to be a good match. Kyle Fletcher's on a hell of a run. Like, he's been putting up his own personal like match of the year reel, hasn't he, the last couple of months? Mark Briscoe is a fine singles wrestler. Again, I know it's a first round match. It doesn't feel like a pay-per-view match, really, which is a bit odd. But
I don't think it'll be on the paper.
I mean, it's on the poster. I'm looking right at it. It's there.
Is it?
Yeah.
Those sickos. Why would Tony Khan do this?
So yeah, I mean, it'll be a fun match. Yeah, I don't think it'll necessarily be I don't know. Yeah, I mean, you got to trust Kyle Fletcher, haven't you? At this point, he's putting on good stuff. So
that is a pre-show match if I ever saw one.
Oh no, you can't put Kyle on the pre-show after that Will Ospreay match you had at the last show.
You can. I've just seen Elvis saying Tom's buying TNA. What do you know, Tom?
Oh, Tom is buying TNA. Well, what can
you say about that?
If that's true, I can't let the cat out of the bag. I did see where they're introducing an international championship. That's interesting. TNA is.
You did say that you were looking to invest in other businesses to me the other day.
Oh, that's true.
Is this the one?
Well, again, kayfabe, brother. I can't talk about that here.
Hang on, so. Jay, is the new podcast you're alluding to, is it a Hogan era TNA podcast?
It might actually be that. I cannot confirm or deny it.
Nor deny, yeah.
Bear with us.
Bear with us.
Is it called Jay the Love Sponge?
No, thank you.
What a horrible man he is. Jesus Christ.
Terrible. Freaking terrible.
It's called the Bischoff Homegaverse. No, thank you.
Yeah, no. So we talked to Tacey about Briscoe and about how he's such a great baby face and how they heated him up and then they cooled him down and they haven't heated him up since then. And like he's fully capable of working anybody. I mean, from Okada to the kid that's local to the area, he can put on a great match. You know,
he's in like that Orange Cassidy bracket now, isn't he? Where he's just like a go-to guy whenever they need him. He can just go out there and, like you say, everyone loves him. He's super over. He's like super sympathetic. Everyone wants him to win all the time. He had that big match. Was it the one where he didn't win the Ring of Honor World Title, where he had all his family at ringside, and it was really upsetting when he lost.
Yeah,
and like
I think that was when he won it.
Well, there was one where we thought he was going to win, and his kids were there, and then he just got beat, and it was like, oh no. But he suffers beautifully, doesn't he? Because he's like,
I love Mark Briscoe. I would fight the world for him.
Just a shame that it took the sort of the tragic situation that happened to get him onto national television.
Yeah, because that company, not AEW, but Turner or whatever we're calling it now, dragged their heels because of the whole Jay thing and refused to put them on the main networks. And I'm like, I mean, I'm not defending anybody. I didn't defend Jay when Jay said the stuff he said back then. But like, my goodness, man, are we not about second chances? Do we just dismiss people? I mean,
especially when Jay was like really quite repentant as well after the fact.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I think with Jay as well, like he had so many people who were kind of, obviously he said some awful things, but he had a lot of people who were in the LGBTQ community who were like, oh yeah, Jay is not only repented, he's been a wonderful member of our community. And
like I remember we spoke to Effie about it, and Effie was like, I know Effie isn't like the president of Effie's not like the president of gay wrestlers. I understand that, but still, he's someone who's active in the community, and he's
a very prominent name in that community.
Yeah,
of course. And I'd say it would be the equivalent of him saying that is like the equivalent of like another indie promoter going, oh, by the way, like I've spoke to this person who's problematic. We've discussed what they done wrong, and they acknowledge that. And not only do they acknowledge that, they feel bad about it. At the end of the day, like Jay repented for a lot of stuff that he did, and that's not to justify what he did, because I absolutely 100% disagree with what he did. But at the end of the day, he did still realize he'd done wrong, wanted to better himself, and yeah, I love Jay Briscoe, I love Mark Briscoe. I love all the Briscoes.
I think Kyle's winning though. I think Kyle's going to beat him.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, Kyle's on an absolute tear right now. Like I say, he's been putting on match of the year contenders every show. He's hot. He's going to be one of the biggest rising stars in AEW this year. I think. Yeah, he's going to go far in this tournament.
If Kyle wasn't on the same bracket as Hangman, I'd argue that Kyle would probably go the whole distance, but that cop Hangman's going to beat him.
It's going to be a good match regardless of what happens. I mean, yeah, with the Jay Briscoe thing, they were putting Jay Lethal on TV, and I'm like, how do you how do you justify, like how are you splitting hairs and saying, well, this is okay, but that's not, this is okay, but that's not. Like, I don't know, man. A lot of those guys got on TV when they probably shouldn't have for various different reasons, Well, it's not for me to play judge for anything, so I was just always a Briscoe fan. We also moved on to Mercedes Moné versus Julia Hart, and Jay and I both agree that Mercedes is going over, but that Julia, I'm sure, is going to give her a good match. What do you think about this one?
I think Mercedes will give a lot to Julia as well. Like, she'll make her look good. I think Mercedes is finally bedded in AEW now. It's been a little while. I think the Harley Cameron matches, the Willow matches, the Chris Statlander matches are finally sort of cemented her. You know, she feels confident now. She feels like when I watch her, the first like couple of matches she had, she quite sort of gelled with the style, and I always like sort of watched them through like sort of like my hands over my eyes a little bit to sort of hope that she didn't do anything that the internet were going to get angry about, like, you know, botch her move or something like that. But I think she's fully arrived now, and she's gotten used to that sort of AEW style. I think working in Japan's helped a lot. She's done a lot of that, which I think's been great for her. And I think I can't see Julia winning, but Mercedes, I think she'll give her a good match, and I think it'll be really fun. Yeah, I
agree. Do we have picks, by the way? Do you guys have picks for the Owen Cup, male and female?
I think Mercedes and Hangman for me.
I would say maybe Ospreay for the men, because he came so close in the C2. He got to the final, didn't he? He just didn't quite make it.
You're not allowed to say that.
And maybe I'd probably say Mercedes as well, because it's an easy way to get her onto that other title. Whereas, you know, she's got other problems as well. Maybe I've got this feeling her and Athena might take each other out or something. I don't know.
I think so. Yeah, we'll see. It would not surprise me. JP says Harley and Monet tag match should be a lot of fun on Collision tomorrow night. I agree.
100%.
Yeah.
Totally agree.
Harley was just on Chris Jericho's podcast the other day, and she said apparently it was Mercedes' idea to do the puppet. So
that's wonderful.
So when she found out that Harley was a ventriloquist, she like insisted that she do something with it in their feud, which was amazing. I'm really into that.
I love it.
All you haters out there, see what you get for hating? Didn't even know Mercedes was behind it. Chad Too Bad says Ospreay versus Alexander in finals. Josh is the wild card.
I mean, that seems nailed on, doesn't it, Josh Alexander? Like,
so the problem I've got with that is that the wild card faces Hangman, and Hangman shouldn't be losing to anyone right now.
I agree.
Hangman's on that like that kind of stage where it's like he's gonna kill Swerve at some point for the world title. We just don't know when. Probably All In, probably Texas Bull Rope, Texas Death Match, maybe a dog collar match. It's gonna happen at All In, I think.
I'd love them two in a bull rope match. That'd be great. That'd be a nice old school way to sort of take the direction.
I really want dog collar match for that reason.
Yeah,
one thing they need.
That spot between Swerve and Hangman on Wednesday, where they're yelling at each other, and he says, "You took it too far," and he says, "I know." And then everything stopped.
You burnt my house down. I did it because you broke into my house. I know.
Yeah.
Oh God.
I mean, look, it is obvious that they are positioning Swerve. I said this yesterday. It's obvious they're positioning Swerve as the top babyface, which is fine. But, you know, it goes to show you how this company claims that heel and face doesn't matter, but then until it absolutely matters. And they pick and choose when it matters. It matters now because they want Swerve to be the face of this. It's obvious to me. And that they're having him do things like he took up for Willow and said, Willow's tough. She's going to be fine. He spoke up for her, you know, and he's basically apologizing to Heyman, which I think an apology is probably coming. You know, this is not the Swerve of 2 months ago. The Swerve of 8 weeks ago would never have said these things. But they're positioning him, and, you know, you can't, in my opinion, you can't have your top face have this specter in his background of, I snuck into a man's house and stood over his baby as the baby was sleeping. You can't. There's got to be a moment of him going, you know what? I took it too far. If my kids were threatened, I would have went after that guy. It's my bad. I will. You know what I mean? But like, I in my opinion, it's one thing. Well, he broke into his house. That's difference between men. But when you say that he stood over his sleeping child, in my head, guys, that's not my top face. I still love him. But character-wise, he can't be my top babyface until he makes good on that, until he fixes that.
And Swerve's always been that sort of character who's always had that little bit of darkness in him, hasn't he? Like, even when he was champion last time, he was like, he couldn't resist it. He wanted to retire Bryan Danielson. You know, he couldn't resist. There's always been that element of danger there. There's always been that sort of, like, mean streak. And it's really fascinating because when he won the title last time, he started out, he won it as a heel and then sort of naturally became a face because he was so popular.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas if he wins the title this weekend, he's going to win it as a face and then maybe slowly transition back to a heel at some point, which would be nice to see him go in the opposite direction.
We need to save it because I got thoughts. Let's save that.
we'll get to there.
We'll get there. Will Ospreay, Jay's favorite worker, versus Kevin Knight, another Owen match. Jay, let's start with you. Kevin in New Japan looks like he's 7 foot tall. And man, I don't mean this to sound any kind of way, but when he's in AEW, he doesn't look 7 foot tall. But he tag teamed with Kushida, who's 5'11" or 5'9" or whatever he is, if he's that tall.
He's looked very impressive though in AEW. Like,
yeah,
give the guy credit. Ospreay's absolutely. I said this on our kind of like predictions that we released today. Ospreay is absolutely winning this, but I think Kevin is going to be made to look like a star.
Agreed.
He's gonna, like, at the end of the day, Kevin Knight's a really good wrestler. Will Ospreay is a very good wrestler.
Mm-hmm.
If those two guys kind of like get given the opportunity to just tear the house down, they're gonna do it.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll be fun. It'll be good.
I think it's going to be great. I think he's going to give Kevin a lot. Ospreay, in my opinion, guys, is probably the most selfless worker that company has right now, because he'll give his opponents everything because he wants to shine them up, because Will gets it. Will knows if he steamrolls everybody, who cares about that? But if the other guy has a fighting chance, it's more compelling.
He's like the new Bryan Danielson.
That's high praise.
Bryan Danielson did never, ever, ever want to lose, and he'd lose to everybody. He'd win a couple, but he'd lose to most people. Whereas Ospreay's just like, yeah, pin me. I don't give a fuck.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
no swearing. I don't give an F.
What do you think? What do you think, Tacey?
Yeah, no, I'm with you guys. I think, Will Ospreay's winning all day, but he is going to make Kevin Knight look like an absolute bona fide star. He did it with Kyle Fletcher over the last couple of months. And Will Ospreay's the guy that you put a guy up against if you want to see him shine. Like, as you said, Tom, he gives so much to other people in the ring. He makes people look incredible.
He does.
He sells. He sells. People. I mean, people. I've seen people complain. Like, again, it's the internet, so what can you do? But saying, Will Ospreay can't be considered. He should be beating these guys like super quick, clean, easy. Like, that's not fun. The fun is in the back and forth, and it's in the near falls, and it's in, oh my God, what if Kevin Knight does pin Will Ospreay? Like, what if they just, it's just that for that split second to make you believe that it might happen.
You can have a guy win a match that should be a absolute routine thing by winning it just about, and it makes it much more compelling. It makes the person they're against feel like a bigger deal. And it adds the whole kind of build for both guys, makes both guys look good.
I mean, look at it in like sporting terms. You never want to see a blowout unless it's your team. You want to see a close game with like a last second winner, don't you? Every time. You want the drama. You want the drama. You want the stakes. You want the sort of the tension. You don't. Yeah. I think
depends on the match.
Obviously, this is the spot that Jay White should have had, but he's hurt. But it's a great opportunity for Kevin Knight to come in and really show people what he can do. Because there's been a lot of people who maybe aren't quite as aware of who he is, who aren't quite aware of what he can do or his skill set. And I think with Will, he's going to really get a chance to show what he's got.
I agree. Had Jay White been here, who goes over? Still Ospreay?
Oh, still Ospreay. I think Jay White's whole character is that, because I think Faye had this opinion that Jay White can beat Moxley. He just hasn't had the chance to beat Moxley. And he's almost like his character, whole motivation is that he's sort of being, because he was cutting a promo the other week saying he's not had his shot yet. He's not been given the opportunity against Moxley, and he has beaten Moxley like several times in his career. And I think it's just a case of timing and circumstance in storyline that he's not been able to do it.
Yeah, 100%.
Let's see. Let's move on, kids. Let's go to the AEW World Tag Team Championship. The Hurt Syndicate, with their horrible song, defending
Whoa.
against. I
Whoa, no.
hate.
Whoa,
I hate it. I'm sorry. I hate it.
We're all friends here, Tom.
Well, I hope so. I hate this song.
We have people.
Terrible. Versus the Learning Tree, Big Bill and Brian Keith. Look, the Hurt Syndicate.
Great song.
Hurt Syndicate didn't crush the Outrunners. I don't think they're going to crush the Learning Tree either. I think this is going to be a competitive match. But Tacey, what do you think about this one? Is there any chance? Because in my head, MJF actually helps Hurt Syndicate in some form or fashion retain. Don't know what that looks like. It's just a throwing speculative booking. What do you think about this one?
Yeah, I think the Hurt Syndicate are going to have these belts for a little while, I think. That said, last time Big Bill was in a tag match, it was against FTR, and we never saw that win coming.
True.
With him and someone we won't name. Because AEW is not sure we'll let them name. However, I'm a known fan of large wrestlers hitting each other, and we're going to get a lot of that in this match. So, yeah, bring it on.
Yeah. What do you think, Jay?
I think Hurt Syndicate retain, but I think the Learning Tree are gonna come out of this looking great. I just want Brian Keith to have a nice time. That's all I want. I love him so much.
Yeah, he's great. He's great. And for all that we say about Jericho, and we say a lot, I don't think Brian Keith's booked on TV every week unless he was standing next to Chris Jericho. And
I don't think Brian Keith is still in this company, if not for Chris Jericho.
I'll go with that.
I would 100% agree.
Not a knock on Brian Keith.
No,
but I just don't think he finds the purchase to get himself on TV without someone like Jericho.
Jericho gave Brian Keith the chance to kind of be in that position he's in, and I think Brian Keith's gonna obviously take that chance and run with it, but he wouldn't have been there if it wasn't for Jericho, and it's great that he's there.
And just to make a point as well, Brian Keith has said in interviews like he's a massive Chris Jericho fan from when he was younger, and this is like a dream scenario for him, working with Chris Jericho on TV every week. Him and Bill are doing Big Bills. I mean, can we talk about how good a run Big Bill's had in this company? I don't think anybody saw this coming.
No. He's underrated. He's gotten so much better too.
He's great on the mic now. Like he held his own with MVP on the mic.
Yeah, and
that's not easy.
His match with Hobbs a couple of weeks ago was brilliant.
Yeah.
Like,
Didn't he used to be just the guy who stood there and said nothing while Enzo did all the talking? Now he's really come into his own as a promo guy. His ring work's like solid. I don't know if you ever saw the Dynamite they filmed in Cardiff last year, Tom. The one
I'm sure I did.
It was the one where Big Bill just got really randomly cheered throughout his entire match.
Yeah, the whole time.
me and my girlfriend were there live for that. That was so surreal.
Is there a backstory? I'm sure I asked somebody this last year. What's the backstory to him being so over?
I think he's just really popular from his time in WWE, and like the UK fans
he just seems like a nice guy. So we all kind of like love him for that.
Former roommate of John Moxley as well from back in the day.
And Ian Riccaboni.
Yeah.
I love Ian.
Jeffrey in the chat as well said Brian Keith would have fallen through the cracks like a lot of wrestlers have in AW. Yes, absolutely. Without Jericho, I think he definitely would have.
I agree.
I mean, like, so the thing with me with Brian Keith is that the bounty hunter is brilliant. It's a great gimmick, but it can only go so far. With Jericho, like, and all that stuff, adding them to that, it makes him kind of have another dimension.
Yeah, and he's got a catchphrase now, which is like over with the fans.
Yeah.
They cheer when he says it. I know it's dumb, but they cheer when he says it, and that's cool. That's a thing.
When he shows up as the bout, like look at Mystery Wrestling. Like he's shown up on Mystery Wrestling, and he was hunting Psycho Mike down, and we all know Psycho Mike is a piece of S.
Well done, Jay.
I won't swear this time. But Brian Keith was hunting him down because of that. And he just went into the whole thing. He realized this is a silly bit. I'm going to lean into it for the whole show. I'm just going to do it. And he did. And he kind of, Brian Keith really gets it. He really does. Like, he knows when it's comedy. He knows when it's serious. He knows when he needs to be a little bit silly, but still serious. He just gets it. And I'm really, really happy that he's in the position he's in.
I agree. Yeah.
That's it. I am a little sad about not sad, but like the tag division in 2025. But thinking about like in 2019 when AEW first started, it was such a work rate division. You had like teams that would do these like really like Young Buck do really technical matches like the Lucha Brothers.
Are you ready for FTR to win those belts back?
Well, no, because they're going in a different direction, mate. Don't you worry about that.
Hear that? Don't you worry about that.
No,
don't worry your pretty little head, Jay.
But no, I think the Hurt Syndicate are really good tag jams to sort of put a bit of respect back on the belts. I agree with that. They're going to hold them for a long time. They're going to look really hard to beat. Whoever takes it off them, whether it be someone like a Top Flight, like an up-and-coming young tag team, are going to get a really good rub when they eventually do beat them.
And, you know, back in the day of the territories, Bounty Hunter was a legit angle that was used quite a bit. Like, Harley Race put a bounty on Ric Flair to keep him from the championship, so Dick Slater and Bob Orton cashed in and, you know, broke Flair's arm or put him in a neck brace. And then Flair, of course, comes back. But, like, you know, with Keith, man, like, I'd like to see him actually be a bounty hunter. I you know, if this learning tree thing breaks up or whatever it looks like it's going to, I want to see it be a legit bounty hunter, like a heel hires him, and then it works. He takes someone out. Not that he tried and it didn't work. Mm-hmm. I'd like for this gimmick to actually play out in real time. That'd be fun.
Yeah, put a bit of fear in him, man. Like, let him be like, you know, like, oh my God, Brian Keith's after you. It's on. It's over. You know what I mean?
Yes. And that could come from any of their baby faces going, look, I don't run from a fight, but they're sending this guy after me. I'm going to have to watch my back. He is crazy. You know what I mean? Yeah. Oh, I'd be here for that. Let's talk about the AEW TNT Championship there, Jay. What do you think about Daniel Garcia versus Adam Cole, baby?
I think Ray is going to be a very happy man.
Oh.
I think Adam Cole wins it here.
I agree.
Because he has to, right? He's literally, every single time Adam Cole has got that close to winning it. Whether it's from time limit, whether it's from interference, every single time Adam Cole's been on the cusp of winning it. Adam Cole wins it, and then he can defend it against Speedball. He can defend it against Garcia again. He can defend against all these really good work rate guys. And the TNT title means something again.
Tacey, what do you think about this?
Yeah, I mean, we had a little chat, didn't we, Tom, before the show started? Mm-hmm. I actually haven't seen the last match these two guys had. I didn't. I missed the Dynamite or the collision that whatever it happened on, and I just didn't care to go back to watch it.
They were both excellent.
I mean, I'm sure it was, but it doesn't elicit any feelings inside me.
I agree.
I love Adam Cole and I like Daniel Garcia, but I don't know. I like you said, Tom. I don't know if it's a lack of like a heel face dynamic. Maybe it just, or there's not enough meat on the bone. I don't know. Well, I'm pretty sure Adam Cole's going to win because he's not won a title in AEW yet in 3 years, which seems insane when you think about it.
It is insane.
They've been teasing that Garcia's going to turn heel.
Yeah, because Daddy Magic was having Daddy Magic was getting quite animated about it, wasn't it? Saying like any means necessary and
even,
stuff
even
like
on the when they did the time limit draw, Cole was about to hit the last shot, and Garcia was just sat there laughing to himself, like, "Oh yeah, you can't beat me." And Cole was like looking at him. It was like, "Oh yeah, like Cole's gonna win. I think Cole's gonna win, 100%."
Yeah, I'm with Tacey. I don't feel this, and it's nothing against the talent either guy. I enjoy both guys' work, but you know, while everyone else moves on with their life and enjoys their evening, I'll be that one guy that every time Garcia does that stupid effing dance, I'm like, I hate his music. I hate that. This guy needs something. Give him his old shtick back when he was a killer. But like, enough of this crap. Do you know what I mean?
Like, what happened to Red Death? That was cool.
Yeah, that's it. Red Death.
I like Red Death. Yeah.
I don't get that. I don't get it.
I mean, if you want to have Cole beat him and then have him like have to go back to that sort of more serious, more dangerous persona to take on Adam Cole going forward, then let's do that.
I was gonna say though, Garcia leaning into that more is almost like he's healing it up a bit.
Mm.
So I think that I think I'm starting to kind of like lean into the dance because you've seen his entrance recently where it's perfectly in time where they do that and then he starts doing it. I think he knows what he's doing. I think he's ready to turn heel. Like I say, like Cole in the time limit draw, Garcia was sat there like giggling to himself, like I've got away with something here. And I think that going forward, that's gonna be what it is. That Garcia stole a draw. Cole knows he's gonna beat him.
Yeah.
So a lot of people in chat seem to think that Cole's winning, especially Ray. Obviously, Ray's big into his Adam Cole.
I hear Ray likes Adam Cole.
Hey, Ray, you're a huge Daniel Garcia fan, you know?
I hear Ray likes Adam Cole more than Jay likes Will Ospreay.
There you go.
I
No love for the dance. I mean, yeah, the dance was fun, but bring back the serious murder. Daniel Garcia, please. That was great. The one that went toe to toe with Bryan Danielson. Like, let's have it back.
Yeah. Just bring back Bryan Danielson, please. I miss him so much.
I think the title's been good for Garcia, but I find it interesting that he's still kind of the same guy. And I'm like,
so we recorded a State of the AEW title scene podcast last week, which Tasty's gonna,
which I haven't edited yet because I've been in work all week.
You scumbag. But Tasty's gonna edit it at some point, and we'll have that out soon. But we all kind of said that Daniel Garcia is a great TNT champion, but he's kind of run his course as the champion. And Adam Cole winning that and just like doing what he did as the NXT and North American champion and the NXT World Champion and just defending against guys who probably don't stand a chance to beat him.
I think if you want a guy who can do really good 15, 20-minute main events, Adam Cole is absolutely that guy. So
Adam Cole,
putting the belt on him makes a lot of sense.
Adam Cole against guys who you don't necessarily believe are going to beat him, but you think stand a chance of beating him. Great. Just
we can get back to that. Like we can get back to that like sort of Darby Allin run where he was just wrestling against like top guys every week on TV and main events, and that was really good fun. And the belt felt really important.
Yeah, I'd be here for that.
Give me Chugs versus Samoa Joe, please.
You know, that's going around that Joe's nearing the end. He's been not quiet about it.
I mean, my one Joe match that I want is Joe and Kenny. I don't give a fuck about anything else.
Well, we might get Kenny might still have a title after this. We can get onto that in a minute. Joe could always challenge for that. Maybe
it's true.
Yeah.
Kids, before we continue, we got 5 matches left. Do me a favor and check this out.
Boink Studios is the home of Tom Clark's Main Event, Tom Clark's 6M podcast, and Two Nations Under Ted, a Ted Lasso podcast. Visit the site today for links to every podcast platform, social media, special announcements, and a lot more. Check out the site and bookmark today, boinkstudios.com.
There you go, kids. BoinkStudios.com is the website. It's got links to these 3 gentlemen's socials and also to their respective shows and also to my shows as well and my socials. So please go check it out. It's updated pretty frequently. It was updated 2 days ago. So please go check it out if you will. And remember to follow, like, and subscribe on the YouTube. I'd appreciate it very much. Guys, we got 5 matches left. We're going to have to talk about this, but at least Bandito's in it. Chris Jericho defending the RH World title against Bandito in a title versus mask match. Tasty, let's start with you. Tell me why Bandito must win this match.
I just don't see him unmasking at all, to be fair. You know what? I was literally thinking the other day, I was like, I haven't seen Chris Jericho in wrestling for a little while, and I felt really good about it. And then I forgot he was on the card. And then I was like, oh, maybe he's not going to be on the pay-per-view. And then I saw the match, and I was like, oh, no, of course he is. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, to be fair to Chris Jericho, and I'll give him credit when it's due, I think the stuff he's been doing with Gravity and with Bandito has been quite entertaining. I like Jericho when he's some sort of deplorable, horrible person.
Yep.
He's an easy man to boo, especially if you know anything about his personal life.
That's fair. And that's all I'll say.
Well, I will leave it there. But no,
We'll leave it there.
I think I'm down for Bandito. As I said to you, Tom, my only concern about this is if Bandito wins, becomes Ring of Honor World Champion, and then he disappears off to Thursday nights, and Chris Jericho's back on Dynamite.
Yeah.
But I think Jericho as champion was a bit of a ploy, wasn't it, to maybe get Ring of Honor a TV deal, and it's not worked. So I think maybe they're going to move on and just Bandito's a guy who can have 5-star matches with loads of people. You can do that high flying style. You can do all sorts of cool stuff. I think he'd be a really fun Ring of Honor World Champion. And yeah.
And I don't know that they need another TV slot for another show. They just need. Look, this is typical pro wrestling podcaster says they should and they need. I know. I'm sorry, guys. But, in my opinion, you're not differentiating Ring of Honor enough, number one. Number two, the champs are moving back and forth, and you're making that brand feel like it doesn't matter. I don't know. Jay,
it feels like AEW developmental, doesn't it? It feels like the sort of B show, and
yeah,
it's fine if it's just online. I mean, they're literally moving Dynamite onto streaming bit by bit. They're basically saying, look, we see our future on a streaming service.
Yeah.
So why does Ring of Honor need to be on a television?
That's fair.
I mean, it makes no odds to us anyway because we can't even watch it on TV over in the UK.
Oh,
so
wow.
It's streaming all the way for us. So
yeah, I've still got Ring of Honor Club. You get access to all the archives too, which is very cool. Jay, this feels like Bandito needs to win this world title, right? It doesn't make any sense for Jericho to go over, but Jericho's gone over before when we felt like he shouldn't have.
So Jericho has a record of beating luchadors for their masks for belts. I'm sure AEW know that. I'm sure AEW will lean into that. Not that they have. Now the thing that gives me the fear is Meltzer said something before about Bandito was kind of pushing back against this match. Now, why would he do that if he wasn't gonna lose his mask?
Yeah,
and he eventually agreed to it. I have a horrible feeling Jericho wins. I really want Bandito to win because I think Bandito win their ROH title is a much more sensible thing than Jericho keeping hold of it. But AEW are in a weird place right now.
Yeah, supposedly Bandito never formally accepted the mask versus title challenge. He said he never confirmed the match for good reasons. And then mentioned a reason being the availability of Bandito to do the match and have the match play out safely for him and for us, and then did not clarify what he meant.
I mean, and just to clarify, Bandito is still he still wrestles incognito. People don't know what his real name is, or who he is. So if he were to lose this match, that all goes away.
Yeah. Yeah, and you couldn't really even pull a switcheroo. Let's say that they tried to do something cute, and he rolled under the ring, and another Bandito rolled out, and Jericho ended up pinning him and taking the mask off. I guess that's too goofy stupid, but we've seen stuff like that before. But yeah, I don't want to see it happen, man. I really don't.
No, just have a nice 15-minute match. Bandito wins, becomes champion. Jericho loses. He gets his comeuppance, and everyone goes.
Yeah. I'm here for that. I'm here for that. Let's talk about them there Death Riders. Everybody loves this gimmick. Claudio, the Wet Vampire Pack, and Wheeler, Utah.
Whoa, no.
He is the Wet Vampire.
Pack is a damp man.
He's the damp vampire. He's a dampire. My God, there's my name for him.
he is celebrating winning a trophy for the first time in 70 years.
That's fair.
I am also damp from that, so it's fine.
That is fair.
That is not.
Yeah, well, look, as we said before, a dry pack is frightening and cannot exist on this plane.
We can't have that. We can't have that.
He doesn't exist on this plane for very long.
Nope.
They're taking on rated FTR. That's Cope, Cash Wheeler, and Dax Harwood to you kids. Trios match for AEW World Trios Championship. Guys, I believe FTR will turn heel together. I pitched two things yesterday, and my second one got booed out of the building. the first thing I pitched was FTR turn together and leave Cope lane. My second guess was Dax flat out turns heel and joins Death Riders because he is everything they love. He's ground and pound. He takes no prisoners. He's tough as nails. He doesn't take back talk. He's old school. He's exactly what Mox loves. In my opinion, I could see Dax being a killer for the Death Riders. And for me, it makes the gimmick a little bit better, and it gives it life and also makes it more exciting for me anyway. What do you guys think about this?
There needs to be some movement, doesn't it? in like you say, in some capacity here, something has to, either the belts have to change, or someone has to turn heel, or someone has to, because it's just been. I mean, I love Claudio Castagnoli. He is one of my favorite wrestlers of all time. I love that he is seemingly disappearing down a Warhammer-related rabbit hole with his ring attire and his promos. That speaks to me on a personal level.
Yeah.
But I don't care about these guys as trios champions at all.
Yeah, it's hard to. It's hard to. Jay, what do you think if Dax were to turn heel and do something like that? Do you think does it click or no?
So I've thought for a while FTR both turn on Cope and then join the Death Riders purely because it seems like the logical thing they're going to do. It very much seems that way. I'd rather FTR turn heel than try and get me to endear to them as faces because I just don't care.
Well, there you go. There's the match, isn't it? It's Cope and Christian versus FTR at some point if you're doing that.
Yeah.
And I think that makes a hell of a lot of sense if you're going down that route.
Cope and Father versus FTR is what I want. You think you know me?
What would cause Christian to suddenly do the right thing? When he's irredeemable. What in the world would make him change his mind?
The only thing I can think of is he's possibly on the verge of getting ousted from the patriarchy by Nick Wayne. Nick Wayne seems to be standing up to him a lot more. He seems to be talking back to him a lot more. And it could be that stupid wrestling thing where a heel gets betrayed by a heel and then suddenly they're a face, which makes very little sense, but they've done it enough times in the history of pro wrestling that you can probably do it again. Why not?
Father is a kind and pure man. And we love Father.
Father Christian. Something I'm with. Listen, no matter what it is, I second that emotion. Something needs to change here. And in my head, why do you take the belts from them when you're portraying the Death Riders to be this unstoppable squad of killers? Like, I don't think they want to let that go. So I don't think they're dropping the belts. I think someone turns on somebody.
Yeah, I could see, like you said, Tom. I could see both of FTR turning on Cope and like you say, leaving him in a pile on the floor after the match.
Chad Too Bad says, I've heard Luchasaurus is almost cleared to come back. Where would you see that going? Not to Christian. This guy should have his solo run, no manager. What do you think, Jay?
I'd like him to actually cost Christian. And then start the solo run from there.
Yeah.
They teased it quite a few times, didn't they? That he was going to stand up to him eventually at some point, and then obviously because of his injury, it sort of never happened, and we didn't get it.
To be honest, him and like Luchasaurus and Nick Wayne going after the tag titles is very compelling to me. Away from Christian, because Nick Wayne's great. Like Killswitch Luchasaurus is great. Them going after like the Hurt Syndicate would be really compelling.
I think it'd be a good matchup too.
Nick Wayne is like at that point now where it's like, right, we know you're good, we know you're young. It's time to step it up, lad. Come on. And me and Big Tasty have seen Nick Wayne like jump off a balcony in a bar where we were watching him wrestle when he was like 16.
And he broke his foot.
And he broke his foot. And that guy is so good. Like he should be so much higher up in AEW than he already is. And I'm glad they put him with Christian. I'm glad they kind of give him that little slow push. But
yeah,
I think Tasty will agree with me. Like Nick Wayne is like him. He is the guy.
I think Nick Wayne can go far. I'm really glad he has been with Christian. It's like the Brian Keith thing. I think putting him with Christian has kept him on TV, which has been really good for him.
Yeah, of course.
Nick Wayne always looks like that rich kid from the 80s movies, like the jock. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Daddy bought him everything.
Nick Wayne is a guy that once he's given that opportunity, though, I think he's going to go so far.
I agree with that.
He is criminally underrated, and I think in being like with Christian is like it's helped him so much, but he's gone to that point where it's gotten that far. Now he needs to kind of branch out, and like as someone who watched like about 2 years of Nick Wayne before he joined AEW, this guy can go. This guy is really good.
You know, we'll see how it plays out. We got 3 matches left, kids. Kenny, by God Omega, defend the AEW International Championship against Ricochet and Speedball Mike Bailey. Jay, who you got here?
My heart wants Speedball to win this so badly, but it's Kenny. It's always Kenny.
I agree with that. Tacey, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm with you and Jay on this. I would love. I think Speedball and Ricochet are gonna cancel each other out a little bit, and then Kenny's gonna. I think Kenny's gonna have one of those like dominant final boss star runs that he had with the world title a few years back with this belt. I think he's gonna hold it for a little while, put a bit of shine on it, put a bit of prestige on the belt. This match is gonna absolutely bang. It's gonna be unbelievable.
It's gonna. I think it'll steal the show out of everything here.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think it will. Speedball's gimmick is different than what AEW's used to. I think it's very like he just started. I mean, I've watched him for a long time as well, but especially now, he's really turned the volume up on the. Hey, look at me! Aren't I awesome? Look at me! Look at me! It's a very Rob Van Dam kind of way to go, and like I think it'll be fine. But I think the moment he showed up on TV in this country, doing that, if fans didn't know him, they're like, "What's this guy? Oh, he's great. Oh, okay. You haven't done anything, pal. You just got here." But like, he'll earn it. He may earn it this weekend, if not fully, at least part of the way, where people will next Wednesday go give him a standing ovation because they know how good he is.
Yeah, this match is a really good place to give him a platform, like you say, to sort of show what he can do. Ricochet as well is on probably the run of his career in terms of his character work and the stuff. I mean, remember when Ricochet came in and we all said he can't talk, he's got no personality, he's this bland guy, and all of a sudden you give him 5 minutes in the ring with Swerve Strickland, and he's cutting some of the best promos of his career.
Fernando calls him Bailey the modern Ricky Steamboat. I'm not going to go that far. That's high praise.
I think he's modern RVD for sure.
I'll take that.
He is on that level. He is, and that's not to take anything away from Speedball. I think
sure.
I have said for the last 2 years, Speedball's the best wrestler on the planet, but he's not been in the position to be the best wrestler on the planet.
Gotcha.
See, it took a little while for it to click with me. I didn't get Speedball straight away. I didn't quite understand what he was going for. As you say, Tom, he's a little different, isn't he? He's a little, and I get it now. It's I understand. I see what they're going for. And yeah, I think they had to debut him, like you say, at the right time in front of the right crowd, who gave him that big cheer when he debuted, and his first match went so well with Mortos. Mortos was a great first opponent for him because again, that's a guy who gives so much to his opponents.
Oh, totally. Yeah, you could argue that the Beast Mortos gives too much at times.
He is. I've said this. I think he's one of the best bases working in wrestling.
I agree with that.
At the moment, he is unbelievable. The stuff he's done with Hologram, the stuff he's done with Speedball, like all the other guys he wrestles. I just say, Tom, he almost it gives up a little too much for a guy who should be physically dominant. But the matches are amazing, so I'll let it slide a little bit.
We got 2 left, kids. Timeless Tony Storm defending against Megan Bain for the AEW Women's World Championship. Jay, how familiar are you with Megan's work before she ever got here? Were you familiar with her?
I've seen her in GCW. I've seen a few bits in Stardom. She is excellent. She is one of those people that once she has the opportunity to shine. And I think this is the match. Everyone's going to have Megan Bayne on their tongue and be like, oh, yeah, she is great. She is fantastic.
Wow.
Same as Mariah May, the way they did that with her. Megan's awesome. Me and Bennett both kind of like had a little chat about this and said, like, push her like they did with Brock in WWE when he first showed up and just killed everyone.
Oh, wow.
If she goes in and beats Tony, yeah, she's a made person. She's a star.
Tasty, could you foresee Tony losing here?
So me and Jay, we talked about this last week when we were down with Troy and Coventry, and I think we talked ourselves into book this match like Suplex City.
Interesting.
Have Megan go out there and absolutely demolish Tony. Like,
Wow.
give her like 4 F5s, pin her 1 foot on the chest or whatever. Tony's made. She's Teflon. She is untouchable. She can take a loss like this, I think. But if you let Megan dominate her and like absolutely walk all over, then you've made a new star instantly.
That's interesting. You know, anytime we talk about a turn or a title change, I always ask, okay, great, but what happens next? Justified to me, like, in other words, well, Cody needs to drop title. Great. Justify it. And most people can't justify it. Well, no, not good enough. You know his position in the company. You know he sells merch. You know that the needle noticeably moved in their direction when he came in. No one can argue that at all. They can try. They're wrong. Things change in their favor when they brought Cody back in the gimmick he's in now. Like, justify dropping that belt. Go. And most people can't do it because it doesn't make sense. So, like, I'm with you here to a point that, yeah, it would be impactful. It would make everybody talk. But at that point, you got to book Megan right. Because, brother, if you don't, the next week, that thing could fall flat. Because people are going to be looking, going, great. You pinned her like that? Great. Show me what else you can do. And, man, if they don't book her correctly, I don't know, man. The experiment may not work out. I think that would be the real test.
And that's the risk. Like, does she have like a follow-up promo in her? Can she go out there in the middle of that ring and talk for 5 minutes about how and why she beat Toni Storm and make the crowd believe it? Like, that's the big ask, isn't it? And then who's the next person up? I mean, then if you have a run through most of the women's division, you've then got to pick a babyface to take it down, whether it be, there we go, Maria knows. You've then got, like, does a Willow Nightingale beat her? Like, Willow is the most pure babyface that division will ever see. I think she's the most pure babyface wrestling will ever see. So
I can't argue that.
If you need someone to fight from underneath to rise up and take her on, then yeah, I think Willow would be if you could run a program where it was Megan dominating the women's division, then Willow eventually taking her on and beating her, I think that would be great. But you've got to thread that needle, haven't you, with a booking like that? You do,
for sure. And, you know, all due respect, I don't know if that company can or would, because again,
AEW have never. Well, the last time AEW booked a match like that was Brody Lee beating Cody.
That's fair, yeah.
And it's been a long while since they did something like that, and I think we could probably stand another one.
I think you're right. There's not been anything like that since then, has there? I think you're right. Wow, that is going back. I'm anxious to see it. My number one, and it's not a complaint, because I wasn't personally familiar with her, and this isn't on her. This is on commentary, and this is on the guys that put promos together and put them on TV to show you who these people are. And I know that sounds like how people complained 5 years ago. I'm not trying to be that guy, because I'm not that guy. But, like, for her to come in and do all this grandstanding and look at my gear and I'm amazing, I'm like, cool, but you haven't earned that here. Like, you earned it before, that's great. But for you to come in with that same exact gimmick, great. But they need to tell us. And they've tried, I guess, in passing, but we haven't seen anything. Have they even shown footage of what she did before she got here?
I don't think they've shown any Stardom stuff, which is odd, because I think they did for Mariah, didn't they?
I think so. Yeah.
So that's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, as you say, like you've got to it's not on Megan. Megan can do what she can do. She can only do what she can do. She can only beat who
Right.
they put in front of her. She can only wrestle who they put in front of her. But yeah, they should really be building her up as a threat. And they've tried to. They've had her pin Tony clean after the tag match the other week.
Yeah, that's true.
So they've established that she can do it.
Yeah.
And it's a threat. I don't think they've maybe had enough time to tell like the story of Tony being maybe not complacent, but like a bit sort of the bravado is maybe Tony's worst enemy here.
Yeah.
Because she's coming into this with no fear when she probably should be very scared.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
I disagree. I think that Tony's overcome her biggest adversity, which is Mariah. And now she is ready to just kind of like reign supreme as the AEW Women's Champion. Have Megan Bayne come in and absolutely annihilate her. And like Fernando said, like Vader, do the Vader and Oki thing. And Megan, look at this, right? It worked with Brody and Cody, where Brody
we just talked about that when
annihilated Cody. And all of a sudden it's like, oh god, oh no.
Except without Cody getting his win back 2 weeks later.
JP with a great point. What about Nyla Rose? Didn't she just squash everyone for a while? Guys, again, the booking in this company.
I would love Nyla to have another run with the women's title.
Same.
I mean, you say Nyla Rose squashed everyone for a while, but Nyla Rose lost to Riho in the first AEW Women's title match.
That's true.
And to be fair, Nyla, whenever she defended that belt, she looked vulnerable by design.
She lost to Shida, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But she always looked like she could lose. And that was by design. That was like, oh yeah, she's like unstoppable, but she can lose.
With Nyla, though, it was all about, so her style of wrestling was like unchecked aggression. It was almost like she wasn't quite in control of what she was doing. And it was always like a case of if you could redirect her energy, you could maybe beat her. Mm-hmm. Megan looks like a professional killer who just gets in there and murders people. Like there's none of that. There's no weakness. She's like the ultimate weapon. She just comes in and picks you up and throws you around. So it's gonna be fascinating to see. I mean, there's always a way Tony could win. The whole story of Tony is that she finds ways to win, doesn't she? She's resourceful. She's got this like tenacity. She'll win with a roll up. She'll win, with a shoe. She'll cross the line to get it done. So it's interesting. I'm not saying Tony's definitely gonna lose, but yeah.
Who throws a shoe? Honestly. Oh yeah. Ray says, "Where is Britt, brother? We ain't got time for that." No, I mean we talked a few weeks ago about Britt, and I made the mistake of telling Ray I knew stuff, and he went nuts, and I would never tell him because I can't say. But Britt, I don't know, guys. I don't. She's not going to WWE. All right. But number two, if she were to go back to AEW. Like we've always heard that Tony loves her. And that's not a weird suggestive thing. It's just as a talent, he loves her and everything. But I don't know. I think the bloom's off the rose, guys, with her. No disrespect to Britt, but
she's just a victim of like when she's been away, the AEW Women's Division has advanced so much.
Yeah.
And it's almost like left her behind a little bit, I think.
Yeah. And the choices made, we'll be here another hour and a half if I go down this road, so I'll try not to. But choices made in that company are interesting. When they were in Pittsburgh and they let her come out through the crowd, I'm like, this is Mox's thing. You don't have anyone come through the crowd. What are we doing? It's that big. It doesn't matter. It's fine. But again, no cohesion at all. Like certain people, this is their thing. Don't mess with it. And again, just hear me. I've been a part of shows where it's like, if let's say we had 6 matches booked, well, this move is not happening in any of the other 5 because it's going to happen in the main event. And we made sure, well, this is not going to happen in the first match. It has to happen in the third because we didn't want the same thing happening. Well, this guy wants to come out this way. You can't. This is how our champ comes out. So, like, even on my level, which is very minuscule compared to what these guys are doing, I get it. Cohesion. We spent countless hours talking about can't book this. Why? Oh, I forgot. Then we'd have to go rewrite the card because we wanted it to flow and make sense and not be real. But, for the real fans in the crowd to not go, what's this crap? We never wanted that reaction. Do you know what I mean?
And that's supposed to be the whole reason they hire Will Washington, because... So are they not listening to Will Washington? Because I know he's saying these things.
Yeah.
I don't know that he is.
He is.
But
well, hopefully he is.
Expert. Hey, Tom, where's Phil? Let's ask Phil.
where is Phil? Let me get Phil on here.
Let's get Phil on here.
I need that red phone, like the Batman from the old Batman show. Give me Phil Lindsay.
I miss Phil Lindsay. Where is he?
We got to get him on the show, man. He's been a while. Kids, speaking of champions and coming out of tunnels and whatnot, Jon Moxley versus Swerve. All right, here's what we can circle back to stuff we want to talk about. Jay, does Swerve win that belt this weekend?
I don't know.
Oh, that sucks.
I really want Swerve to win, but based on the way they've kind of booked this week's Dynamite, I really don't know. I've got so much fear that Mox is going to retain, because look at it this way: for the last how many pay-per-views, Cope, I thought Cope was fudging. No swearing. I keep thinking I'm on my own podcast. I do apologize. Thanks, Tom. I thought Cope was going to beat Mox clean as a whistle, and that did not happen. We didn't get that. He stabbed him with a nail board, but that was about it. Every time Mox is up against somebody, I think this is the time. This is the time. They're gonna pivot. They don't pivot. They never pivot.
They never pivot.
I would fight a man for Swerve to win this belt on Sunday, but I am also terrified that they've got that vision that Darby's going to come back from Everest and win it at All In.
I want Darby to come out there in mountain climbing gear. That's what I want.
Darby's going in 11 days. Darby's climbing. Darby's climbing that place in 11 days. He ain't about. Swerve should win it. Swerve should correct the timeline, so to speak, like Loki. Jeffrey, I know. I made that list so many times.
Yeah, Joe's not here, but buddy, Joe's here in spirit, I'll tell you.
I've had a day in work today where I've been stopping myself from swearing, so it's a good job that I've stopped it there and not here, at least.
Guys, I think Swerve's is the next champ, but I don't know if it's this Sunday. What do you think, Tayson?
It just feels like it's come around real fast, doesn't it? From when he won from the last pay-per-view. Now they do one every month. If this was like a 3-month run between pay-per-views, I'd say absolutely 100% it's going to happen. It feels like there's not been enough time to really dig into it between him beating Ricochet to become the number one contender and this match that's coming up this weekend. However, it also feels very much like this is the last exit off the freeway. It's the last chance to take the exit before we plow on for 2 months for Darby to come back from mountaineering to become champion. So we either get off now and we put it on Swerve, or we are fully committed to Darby down the line.
Yeah,
and I don't know if the internet or if the fan base will allow that to happen.
Also, not to be that guy, but Everest's a terrifying thing. What if Darby actually doesn't make it off Everest? What do we do then? What if we sit waiting for Darby to dethrone Mox, and then something, touch wood, hopefully it doesn't happen, but something horrific happens to Darby on there?
So just to answer Jeffrey's question in the chat, who said, wouldn't it be better at All In? Potentially All In's the big show, but Dynasty is a really special one for Swerve because it's where he won the title last year.
There you go.
And he's mentioned that in his promos as well. He said he wants to win it again at Dynasty and do it 2 times.
So I don't
really interesting point from Maria as well, saying what if Hangman helps Swerve? We had that moment where Hangman.
I think Hangman does.
Hangman almost accepted Swerve's reason. He walked off, didn't he, at Dynamite, and he almost accepted Swerve's admission of guilt. So what if that's the start of some sort of healing process there?
he
Yeah.
certainly didn't accept it, but he definitely like realized, oh no.
It took all the fire out of him, like that, like instantly.
It did.
Am I the bad guy here? That's what it was. And Hangman is the bad guy because Hangman is a cop. But yeah, I really,
I hope we see the title. I'm starting to forget what it looks like.
Really hope. Yeah, this is the thing. Even to be honest, even if Swerve doesn't win it, at least I want to see the AEW title. I want him to bust that case open and we see the belt.
I'm just concerned that people have accepted.
Like-
They've built this up so much in their heads now that they're sure people are so convinced that Swerve's going to win that any other result is going to be met with thunderous negativity.
So my thing with the whole not showing the belt is that you've literally debuted on a brand new streaming service for yourselves. You've had for that entire time your world title in a briefcase. Like, I understand the big moment of like relinquishing that belt out of that briefcase is going to be huge, but also it's like, well, if you've got this like brand new streaming service that you're part of, the new fans there haven't seen that belt once. It's like, what are we doing here, guys? Like,
That's fair.
what are we doing? Like, imagine the pop when Swerve like beats Mox clean as a whistle, and he opens that briefcase and the belt in it, and he just pulls it out. Imagine how huge that's going to be.
Well, no, it's going to be Nana presenting Swerve with the belt the way that Swerve presented Nana with the robe at Revolution. Do the reverse, and that's going to be
Elvis, don't you dare give me hope.
Don't threaten me with a good time.
Yeah.
Don't you dare threaten me with a good time, because the only way Swerve doesn't win this is if Eddie wins it at Double or Nothing.
It's the hope that kills you.
Yeah, I think Eddie's still a little too far out, unfortunately, for them to consider him in this storyline. Sadly,
I miss him so much.
I can absolutely see Eddie coming back and feuding with Moxley to like sort of
Yeah.
snap him out of this delusion that he's got himself into. But whether it'll be for the title or not, I don't know.
By the way, I
miss
don't
him
know.
so much.
Oh, I do too. I don't know what it is. So, but I always thought, wouldn't it be cool if, like, when John goes to pull that belt out of the case, actually, or whoever wins it, it's not the AEW World Title. But I don't know what it would be. The writer in me is like, ooh, compelling. So I kind of want it to not be the AEW World Title.
And you are J.J. Abrams. No, that is
I'm just saying, like, and I don't know what it would be. What would it?
What if it's a smoke monster?
That's why I never watched. Did you guys watch Lost, by the way?
No.
So
No.
it was intriguing. And then by episode 2 or 3, the smoke monster thing happened. I'm like, I'm out. And I love sci-fi. I'm a comic book nerd. But like, I saw that and I'm like, oh, because I was thinking this was going to be one kind of show and then it became that kind of show. And I'm like, yeah, I don't care about it now. It's weird.
What if it's
Yeah.
Emperor Palpatine, Jay? What if he's come back and he's in the briefcase? And he's built a fleet of Star Destroyers for some reason.
What
Yeah.
if it's Regal dressed as Emperor Palpatine?
Yeah, I mean that's interesting. But then, how would we like? Has Jay White stolen it again or something? I don't know. How would we?
I don't know. And I don't know what it would even be. I just love the idea of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yes.
We'd have to find out.
What if it's empty and then we cut live via satellite? Darby is on top of Mount Everest with the AEW World Title,
Oh,
and he's planting
No,
the
thank
AEW
you.
flag on top of Everest with the belt.
he just leaves it there. That's great. It's like going to the moon and leaving stuff on the moon, right? That's wonderful. Well, kids, there's your show. Some stuff we think, other stuff we don't know what to think. As long as I've been doing this, I've not always been the expert at making predictions. I love talking about it. I feel like I can analyze it as it's happening. But in terms of who's going over, and tell you what I think. But my track record's probably not awesome, but I still like talking about it anyway. Kids, let's open the floor up, and then we're gonna let these guys go enjoy the rest of whatever's left of their evening. Has the time changed for you guys yet, or no?
Yeah,
it
it
has.
changed at the weekend. Yeah, so it is currently 20 to 11 in the evening.
Oh, so it's a little late.
I mean, we're wrestling fans. I'm an NFL fan. We're used to crazy time differences and staying up till 3 in the morning. Don't you worry about us. We'll be okay.
Yeah, we sure are.
Ray will be teeing up his question.
I actually have a question for Ray.
There it is.
Oh,
So before we read Ray's question out, can I say, Ray, are you planning to go to the final Wu-Tang Clan tour?
ooh, that would be
I believe
awesome.
Ray is.
Because I would cut off one of my legs to attend one of those gigs, but unfortunately they're all only happening in North America. So
That'd be awesome. I'm not gonna put the thing up because it'll cover up Tasty.
Wu-Tang scumbags. I'll read it. Public
Go ahead,
Enemy
Jay.
or Rock and CL Smooth and Part 2, Ice Cube or Biggie. If Adam Cole invited you to the grand opening of the Adam Cole Soccer Fantasy Camp, in which you got to hang out with any soccer player in the world, oh God, something's moved. Who in the world, who would it be? If he said your friend could also meet somebody, who would you please call?
would you please call me? Would you take Ray along? Yes, absolutely. Later wants to get dinner, which included barbecue pork chops, some tasty crunchy fries, and a tasty sweet potato pie. Ray, you could absolutely come and eat pork chops with me. I would absolutely invite you to meet your hero and mine, Mohamed Salah, and
Behave.
Public Enemy and Biggie for me.
My footballer that I would bring, and I'd also make sure Tasty could be about for this so he could come along, would be Jason Tyndall, as we know. And what was the other? Oh God, it's moving. Yeah, Ray, you can come to all that. Also Public Enemy and then Ice Cube as well.
Ice Cube over Biggie. What?
Yeah. I love Ice Cube.
I'll go Public Enemy and Biggie for sure.
Don't get me wrong, I love Biggie, but I adore Ice Cube.
In terms of the football player, I'll go Zlatan.
Oh,
Of
okay.
course, someone goes Latin.
That way he could say afterward, what a pleasure it was for you to meet me. You know?
He would tell you enjoyed yourself.
Yeah. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I would absolutely take Jason Tyndall, and I would make sure the Big Tasty came along for that.
And
The best time.
on the dinner for sure. You're not making me hungry. I'm in no mood to eat. I'm so tired I can't sit up straight right now.
Well, there you go. Ray is going to Wu-Tang. Absolutely fantastic. Ray, please do enjoy yourself. Enjoy yourself for all of us who can't make it.
Yeah.
Oh, is he? Is that what he said?
Yeah, right. Please
Nice.
wear a Untitled Wrestling Podcast thing for Wu-Tang so we can be there.
There you go.
Wu-Tang is for the children.
Sure is.
Absolutely. R.I.P. Val Kilmer for sure. What's your favorite Val Kilmer? Tombstone 100. I freaking love Tombstone, dude. I am a Tombstone
I love
guy.
Tombstone. I'm going to say The Doors.
Okay. Solid
I think
choice.
it's fantastic in The Doors.
Solid choice.
Mine would be Kiss Kiss Bang Bang.
Oh, interesting.
I love me some Shane Black.
I also didn't
Shane
say
Black's
that
great.
because I knew Tasty was going to say it.
I would have thought you would be if you took my movie.
If I had
Kilmer.
took his film, I wouldn't have heard about the end of it, and I'm seeing him tomorrow, so I can't do that.
Kilmer is the third Batman we've lost.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
we've lost Adam West, Kevin Conroy, and now Val Kilmer. So, unfortunately.
Protect
worked with-
Michael Keaton.
What's that?
Protect Michael Keaton.
Oh,
Yes.
at all costs.
At all
At
costs.
all. Clooney, it's fine. Take Clooney, but Michael
It's
Keaton.
fine. He's got protection around him all the time.
Protect Keaton.
Put Keaton under glass. I worked with a crew when I worked in retail back in the day, and everybody on the crew except for my assistant was a Tombstone fan, and we all had to walk around wearing these earpieces. We could talk to each other, and one of us would start a quote, and then another person in the store would follow up on it because we were big Tombstone fans. So my assistant one day goes, "You know what? I've had enough. I haven't seen this movie. I'm sick of this. All you guys do is quote. I'm tired. It cannot be that good. straight face. I'm like, dude, it's good. Let me bring you the DVD. He's like, whatever. Like, he's upset because it's all we do is talk about it. So I brought him the DVD. I swear to Christ. 2 days later, he comes up and he goes, this is the best movie I have ever freaking seen in my life. I was dead wrong. He quoted from that point on. Like, great.
I'm fair play to that guy, because a lot of the time when like there's so much like culture about something, it's very easy to take the counter position and be like, no, it sucks, I hated it, it was rubbish. But yeah, fair play to go and, oh my god, no, I need to get in on this. That's awesome.
He quoted forever.
I can see two comments I want to address here. First off, Fernando says Godfather or Goodfellas. That is a hard one. I'm gonna say Goodfellas. Controversial, I know, but I really love Goodfellas.
Are we talking Godfather 1 here? Like,
oh yeah, Godfather 1.
So I've seen Godfather 1 more than I've seen Goodfellas. So I think by self-selection, it's Godfather.
I mean, that's fair, but also Goodfellas is excellent.
It's a great film, yeah.
Yeah. We can't go wrong. The other one I see is that Maria has said, which movie will make more money this summer, Fantastic Four, Superman, or Jurassic World? And I am probably going to go see Fantastic Four at least 10 times because I am a big old Fantastic Four guy. And also, it sounds like it's Hickman's Fantastic Four, so I'm like, well, oh God, Tom knows. Tom knows what I'm on about. Me and Thomas spoke about Hickman's Fantastic Four a lot, and I'm gonna definitely go see Fantastic Four a lot. I don't care about Jurassic World. I'm quite excited about Superman.
Well, that's it. I'm only going to watch one of those films, and it ain't Jurassic World, and it ain't Superman.
Superman looks really good. Superman genuinely looks really good.
I've just got the fear after like all the bad ones.
But it's James Gunn, so it's instantly probably going to be better than it should be.
It's weird though, because I think all three of those franchises have got a bit of stink on them. Like they've all got a bit of like Marvel's. The shine's come off Marvel now. Like Superman's had bad movies. Like the last couple of Jurassic World movies have been real bad.
Oh, I haven't watched any of those because I can't stay awake for them.
Yeah, fair.
I fall asleep whenever I watch them. Fernando also says, "What are your thoughts on the musical chairs Marvel casting?" Fernando? Did you see what Feige said the other day? Feige was basically like, "Oh yeah, this is what Doomsday is going to be. This is why we've announced these people, and they're not the last people." So basically, it's gonna be Avengers, the original X-Men, Fantastic Four, and someone else. Thunderbolts.
Presumably, everyone's going to get about 6 minutes of screen time.
Yes.
All fighting against Doctor Doom. It's basically going to be like Infinity War was, but
I'm so scared about this film. You know, the Russos have really gone off the boil creatively in the last couple of years. This is not an easy project to handle.
What do you mean? You're going to get all of the people ever?
I mean, the Russos have just made literally one of the biggest flops of all time.
What one?
That Netflix film that everyone hates. That cost like $300 million or something like that.
I don't understand what you mean. I refuse to acknowledge you.
But I'm just real scared that like maybe like Infinity War was an accidental masterpiece, and like they just haven't got the source. I don't know.
Listen, mate. They also were very heavily involved in Community, and that was great.
Yeah, but a quirky comedy show on TV is not a $500 million film with 1 trillion people in the cast. I
mean, they didn't drop any plates when they were doing the Avengers films. Those movies were wonderful. Yeah. So like in the years since then.
But think about the strength the Marvel Universe was in at that time. They almost couldn't miss with those Avengers films. I'm not saying they didn't do a good job, but
let's forget about Marvel though, because Fernando's just asked us to rank the Batman, and it's obviously for me number one is Keaton. Obviously, it will and always shall be Keaton. Number two, Bale.
I think 2's Bale. Yeah, I think Bale's 2.
Yeah.
3, Kilmer.
I think we'll put Kilmer at 3 just based on recent events. We've
Li-
got
live action Kilmer.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
there's so
Four-
Conroy's out the equation because he's easy with a bullet if it's all.
4, 4 Adam West, and then 5 Clooney.
You put in the bat nipples bottom.
There is another live action Batman who is Gotham, I guess, but he's still.
We don't talk about that.
No, that don't count. I think
Gotham.
I got no complaint there.
I vote for the new Batman, Alan Richardson. I want Reacher as Batman.
Oh no, we forgot Pattinson.
Where's Pat? I mean, where's Robert Pattinson?
So one is who did I say? One was
Keaton. 2's Bale.
2 Bale. 3
Pattinson.
I'd say Pattinson 3. I'd say Pattinson 3. 4 Kilmer.
Batfleck. Where's Batfleck?
Yes.
Oh.
5 Batfleck. And then 6 Clooney.
We forgot 2 whole Batman.
Have we forgot any other Batman?
Not a half Batman. We forgot 2 whole Batman.
Wait, where did we stick West? West and Clooney, innit?
West was below between. He was splitting Keaton and Clooney. Yeah, he was betwixt the Schumacherverse.
As much as I love West, he's definitely above Clooney, and then no one else. Who do we miss? Comments? Let us know.
I think ranking Batman's a fascinating thing to do because I think it speaks to how old you are and which one was the first one you saw, and I think there's a lot you can learn a lot of someone by how they rank their Batman.
I think I agree. I also think there's a world that we should have got Jeffrey Dean Morgan as Batman, as Thomas Wayne Batman, and we were robbed of that because Warner Brothers are evil.
Cowards. Yeah. Hey, look, everybody knows sold my Reacher as Batman. Y'all know sold that.
Oh, okay. Shane said West, Bale, Keaton, Kilmer, and the rest. Oh, okay. I think Keaton just about beats Bale for me.
I can see you putting West top if you're.
I can see the logic. Yeah.
I see the.
But also, Keaton doesn't have monster voice.
Oh, the Bale Batman voice was bad. We have to remember that.
Where is she?
Y'all are too hard on Christian Bale, man. I like that voice.
He's a great actor, and he did well. But I don't know.
All right, I'm going to go back to the well again one more time. What do you think of Jack Reacher as Batman? He wants to play the role.
Does he? Does he actually? Oh, right, okay.
He's out. He's publicly campaigned to be Batman.
Is he not too big?
Reacher is fantastic. It's so good.
And also, is he on steroids?
I don't think so because as a younger actor, he had the frame already, but I think he just kept getting into shape. And I think when he got the role of Reacher, that's when he really started maxing it out because, they didn't want to portray the Tom Cruise Reacher, 4'9". They wanted to be a legitimate tough guy.
So he's like if Hemsworth was a Reacher.
Yeah.
Where Hemsworth's just unnaturally jacked because he's unnaturally jacked.
The season 1 Reacher is fantastic. Season 2 was season 3 that just ended was also great.
Elvis just said The Rock should play Batman, and I could not disagree with a person more than I've ever disagreed with that.
He's just trying to get a rise out of you.
I respect the hell out of you, Elvis, but hell no. Dwayne should not be anywhere near the DC universe. We saw what happened with Black Adam. Yeah. Never again. Never again.
Never again.
To be fair about Alan Richardson as well,
I'll swear again.
He's a top guy. He went to school with Matt Gaetz, and he said he hated him back in school, and he still hates him now.
Oh baby, Alan Richardson's definitely on our side for sure.
Yeah, he's one of the good ones.
He's an ally.
Is that Jack Reacher?
Jack Reacher, yeah.
The guy who plays Reacher, yeah.
Oh,
sorry, the second guy to play Reacher after Tom Cruise, who is nowhere near the stature of Jack Reacher.
Nowhere near. And Richardson is, if you're talking about the Batman from the Arkham games, it's Alan Richardson. Big, cut, tall. Oh, God.
Tom, have you played the Arkham games properly?
Oh, I've played them all, yeah.
You always say you're going to play video games, and I'm like, I want to know these things.
Oh yeah, I've played them all. I love all the Arkham games. I love all the Lego games. The Lego Marvel, Lego DC, and Lego Star Wars is freaking awesome.
Respect.
Love it. Love the Lego games. You kidding me?
I mean,
I kind of hated when they started talking because I much preferred the Lego characters and they were going, you know, that was fun.
A lot of respect. We got some interesting questions. So, Chad says, Von Wagner debut in ROH. Thought I've always liked him. I think he's a good wrestler. I genuinely think he's a really good worker. And I'll be interested to see if anything comes of it.
He was also a security guard on Dynamite as well.
Yeah, come Tuesday.
Yeah.
Come Wednesday, come Thursday, come all the days.
But yeah, I mean, I'm glad he's getting a chance. Ring of Honor's probably a nice place for him to sort of find his groove.
He always looked like whenever I saw him in NXT, he always looked like a guy who was ready to kind of get an opportunity, but also needed like a little bit more kind of tutoring.
Yeah.
Like he didn't look like the finished article, but he looked like he could be there. So I was intrigued by that.
Sugar Shane says, who's the best Catwoman? I say Julie Newmar was the best Catwoman.
Oh, Pfeiffer for me.
And this is very much a how old are you question. I mean, for me, the Catwoman is Michelle Pfeiffer. I mean, I did like Anne Hathaway. I thought she did a good job.
What about Zazie Beetz?
I haven't seen her take on the role, sadly, because I do love me some Zazie
That's
Beetz.
not. She wasn't Catwoman, wasn't it? Zoe Kravitz was Catwoman in the Pattinson film.
Zoe Kravitz was Catwoman in one of the films.
Was it?
Yeah.
Why did I think it was Zazie Beetz? I know. Well, yeah, Zoe Kravitz was very good as Catwoman.
Who won the promo? Go ahead.
My go-to like second choice of everything for Batman is always going to be that Pattinson one. Except for Riddler, I think the fella who was off There Will Be Blood was fantastic as the Riddler.
Paul Dano.
Yeah. Not as good as that like snivelly little preacher who got like battered with the bowling pin in There Will Be Blood.
Who won the promo battle between Cena and Cody?
Yes.
Well, it's not over yet. So.
Well, apparently it is, Tom, because I've heard that was Cena's last appearance before Mania.
Are you serious? That's not a smart decision.
I've seen a few things that have come out like recently that have been like, yeah, that was Cena's last appearance.
I don't know how you say. I don't know. Supposedly, it's the lowest selling so far gate of WrestleMania of all time. Like,
oh no, since 22.
Oh, is it? Is that what it? Okay, my bad.
I mean, I don't really follow WWE. I don't really keep up with them. Sure. I know Ben does, and I think there's so much stuff they could have done to make this feel like the largest match of all time, and they haven't. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, that's fair.
I only found out like in the last like week or so that this was the main event.
Oh wow!
As someone who doesn't watch WWE, that's a lot because obviously you'd think they'd be bigging this thing up a lot.
Yeah. I'm going to watch Mania because I'm going to appear on a podcast to review the show. So I'm going to watch the Mania.
I'm going to watch all the fringe events. I'm probably going to get drunk and watch Mania. And I won't remember Mania because I'll be drunk. There's also Mercedes Moné is doing a UK show the day after, like the day of the night to Mania. So there's a very likely possibility I might end up there.
Is that retro? Or?
Yeah, it's Mercedes versus Kanji, which will.
Ooh,
I mean, okay. I mean, Ben knows who Kanji is. I imagine a lot of your viewers are not familiar with Kanji. Mm-hmm. Kanji is one of the best women's wrestlers in the UK. She is extremely good, and we saw her last year, didn't we, Ben? In the there was a 10-woman street fight, and she just did all of the craziest stuff we could have thought. And I was like, oh yeah, she's insane, but she's very, very, very good. If anyone should face Mercedes, it's probably Kanji. So that'll be very good.
Interesting. Well, kids, I think we're going to call it a day. These guys want to get some rest, I'm sure, and Tom sure as heck needs to get some rest.
We've gone very long.
We've gone very long. Yeah, preview. Before we get out of here, Tasty, tell the kids where they can find you on the internets.
So you can find us at the Untitled Wrestling Podcast pretty much everywhere on X, or I hate calling it that. We're on Blue Sky. We're on anywhere you get your podcasts from, Spotify, Apple, your podcast provider of choice. We've got a YouTube channel as well where we post stuff sometimes. And also we have a Discord server, which is excellent. And we basically, me and Jay, just mostly post memes and, talk nonsense about all aspects of life. So come and join us on that. It's great.
My Discord sits there because I never maintain it because I suck. So
we actually we dropped the podcast today. Me and Faye did Dynasty predictions. We also released one earlier in the week, which was our monthly review of pretty much everything. And we did one last weekend in Coventry, which Tasty's going to be.
It'll be going up probably next week sometime. Yeah, but we talk
this weekend for next week.
We talk a lot about AEW. We talk about New Japan. We're big into mystery wrestling. If you're not aware of mystery wrestling, give that a watch. It's real good fun.
Very cool. All right, gentlemen. Thank you both for coming on. I appreciate it very much.
No, thank you for having us, Tom. Always a pleasure. Lovely to be here.
Of course. Yeah.
Thank you for having us.
Absolutely. Hang out for just a second. Kids, everybody, there is Big Tasty and Jay from the Untitled Wrestling Podcast. There you go. All right, folks, there you have it. Episode 371 in the can. Only 29 weeks till episode 400 there, buddy. The countdown is on. So just get ready for that because I'll be ready. The Tom Clark's main event dancers have been warming up for months. They're going to make their first appearance, we hope. And when that happens, it's off to the races. It's stuff the likes of which you've never seen, but you've always wanted but didn't know you wanted. More than you could ever ask for. And all such other hyperbole I can possibly think of. I'm going to go home and get into a drug-induced sleep. Not illegal or illicit drugs, mind you. The legal kind. Okay? Again, straight edge. Remember to check us out at boinkstudios.com, B-O-I-N-K, boinkstudios.com. Remember to subscribe not only to the main event right now, the audio version on all of your favorite platforms is there. Remember to like, follow, and subscribe on the YouTube. And also like, follow, subscribe Tom Clark's 6M Podcast. I think you'll like that show. We do it once a week. Brand new episodes come out every Tuesday of that there little show. This past week, we did our review. Phil Lindsay and I did Captain America, Brave New World. And coming up this week, we will be releasing our review of Invincible. So there you go. Invincible's on the way. And then after that, we're going to be reviewing, Chris Patton and I will be reviewing Airplane, the movie. So I can't wait for that too. So stay tuned for that. Remember to follow, like, and subscribe to Nations Under Ted Lasso Podcast. We review the entire series. And stay tuned for more from yours truly. We'll see you back here in a week, kids. Everybody have a great week. Take care of yourselves. We appreciate you very much. We'll see you next time.